If you're a real estate investor trying to get more organic, inbound, motivated leads, but you're not quite sure how to build a content marketing plan, well, stick around for this video because I'm going to show you how to build a content marketing plan fast and easy. Hi, I'm Sean Tiberio, and I get real estate investors more motivated, inbound organic leads so that you can ditch the stress of cold calling, cold texting, and all your other cold outbound marketing. All right, so the first step in this easy content marketing strategy is simply to go to Google. And there's a number of features that Google gives us that you have access to if you just use them and understand how to tap into them. And the first one is using Google's auto suggestion. You see, when you go to a Google search and you start typing something in like how to stop foreclosure or how to sell my house in, Google's going to start to finish. And every time you start to type a word, it's going to continue to finish that sentence or that search. And that's coming based on Google's experience and Google's data on what others that started to type these type of phrases were also searching for. So you can start to do this and really build a solid list of search topics simply by just typing a couple words. And every time you add a new word, looking at what those searches and finding the ones that make sense based on what it is that you like to focus on or the type of avatar that you're working with. For example, if I type in how to sell my house in, I start seeing things like chapter 13 or chapter 7 or foreclosure or bankruptcy. And if I'm focused and I'm an expert in these areas, and these are definitely going to be topics that I want to dig a little bit deeper into or maybe build some different content around. So I suggest taking those, throwing those onto a spreadsheet, building out some of your temporary topics. Now, the second one we're staying on Google for as well, and that is once you decide on a search and you hit enter and you actually come to the search results, and you can scroll through and you can look at the different listings that are ranking for that search phrase or those search terms. And one way is clicking on those and looking at some of the different blog posts or different pages and just what Google is awarding the different spots to. But there's a section inside of that Google search result where it breaks down what other people are asking. It then breaks this section down. And sometimes it could be a very laundry list, very long list of them. And sometimes it's very short, but these are other great areas to pay attention to because that's basically Google saying, hey, those that search the phrase that you put in also started asking this. Maybe they went to another search and typed that in. You can click these drop downs. You can look a little bit deeper. And as I said before, click on those and go over to whatever Google's awarding that spot to, because if Google's awarding it, if Google's putting it there, then that means that that content's valuable. It's been getting good traffic. It has good information inside of it. And it's a great way to kind of expand and really narrow down what it is that you want to put inside of your content strategy or your content pieces based on results, knowing that Google's already rewarding this. Now, we don't want to copy and paste these. These are great ways to get an idea, get inspiration, and see what others are searching, what Google's saying others have searched for in the past, and leveraging that to build a bit of a strategy for ourselves. Now, the third tip is you want to scroll to the bottom of a search result. When you get down there, Google puts a section where they say it's related searches. So these are searches that are related. It might be in the exact same arena, and some of them might be kind of similar, but a little bit different. But overall, Google's saying, hey, these are other related type searches. And where this comes in valuable is it might inspire you to have a different topic. Maybe there's something that you see down there that you didn't think to word that way. And I would encourage you, take that and repeat this process. Take those, make a list of them, and then take that and go back to step number one here and go to the search, start typing that in and see what Google auto suggests puts to that. Go ahead and go to one of those, go to the search result and look at what other people have also searched for. And you can kind of rinse and repeat and keep repeating this process. But that search section at the bottom where it's related to the topic that you're in is another great way to bring in some additional topics in and around, or maybe it'll suggest something that can inspire a whole other topic that you weren't even thinking about. Now, the fourth tip I have for you, it's a really fun one. It's really kind of what I like to say, a ninja tip in there. And that is once you have an idea of what topics you want to generate some content around, there's a website out there called Answer the Public. It's just answerthepublic.com. And now this platform has some free functionality to it. I believe it's 3 free searches every single day. So you want to really make sure you use this platform when you have an idea of a topic or of a phrase and you want to expand on this. But the Answer the Public website, you can go to it and you can type in maybe a singular word like foreclosure. You know, you want to do blogs and video content around the topic of foreclosure. Well, you can type that word into Answer the Public and it's going to do its processing. And at some point, it's going to pop back with this big wheel of what the public has asked in all these different ways of how or why or whens, these type of phrases around it. And each one of these, you could click on them and it's going to take you to a series of searches or a series of content pieces that are out there on the internet right now. And this is a great way to then go deeper and really start to see other ways of wording what you're trying to write your content around. But more importantly, go deeper into other ways of answering, because you might have had 3 or 4 ideas just doing the initial steps here. But then as you get into Answer the Public, you might notice that, hey, I've got 10, 12, 14 other kind of questions all relating to this same topic that I can be doing content around. And at the end of the day, content is nothing more than bricks being stacked. The more bricks that we can stack, the bigger our wall becomes, the stronger that wall becomes. And the same is true when we're doing content. The more content that we can produce, the more blogs that we put out there, the more video content that we put out there, it's just bricks being stacked upon brick being stacked, strengthening our online brand, therefore showing up more frequently in searches, becoming more, what I like to say, omnipresent. And before you know it, your sellers, your buyers, your individuals in the marketplace start to see you everywhere. And when they see that, that's what encourages them to want to reach out. That's what's encouraging to them to say, hey, this is a legitimate company. So when you're doing this process, don't just stop at the first one, but really go back and kind of continue to build on this. And I encourage you to do this maybe once a month. Sit down, go through these different steps, make a big list, find your 10, 12, 15, 20 topics, and really commit to getting content out around each and every single one of these. And obviously at the beginning, maybe you just, produce a piece of content every single week. You do this once a week. You sit down for a few seconds, you go through these, you jump into Answer the Public, you pop that in, you look at a couple and you say, okay, here's the one top. This is how I'm going to word it. And then I'm going to go into actually producing this piece of content to put out there on my website and get it out there into the search engines. Now, I do have a bonus tip for you for sticking around here in this video. And this one is sometimes very overlooked, but it's very powerful. And I think it's overlooked simply because it does take a little bit of time, but when done well and done right, it becomes really, really powerful. And it's a way to kind of spy a little bit, or a kind of a cheat code, if you would say. Once you kind of have an idea of these topics, you've done your research digitally through Google, through Answer the Public, I encourage you to leverage social media. Specifically, you want to jump onto each specific Facebook page, or maybe go to your local community Facebook pages and just scroll through and try to look. And even inside of Facebook groups, you can search, you can hit the little search button and maybe search by a phrase or words and these type of, to see what's been discussed around that in the group itself. Maybe pop in the word foreclosure or bankruptcy or something like that, and just read some of the questions that people have been asking. Just read some of the stuff that's been discussed in these Facebook groups. If you've got a competitor in your area that's very active on the social platform, go look at theirs. Go look at their feeds. Go look at the comments that they're getting. Go look at what others are asking them, and maybe they're not doing a really good job of answering. And that's going to become even more content that you can start to produce and put out there to help your real estate brand become the best known, simply because we start, number one, answering the questions that they're actually looking for. But more importantly, we've got a lot of valuable content out there, warming them up, letting them know that we know what we're talking about. We are the expert. We understand this. And when you show up on all these different platforms, when you've got good content out there and it's content around the stuff that they actually are asking for, it's going to help them build better trust in you. So by leveraging the Google Suggest and the People Also Ask and the section down at the bottom where it's related searches, and using tools like Answer the Public, this is going to be a really quick and easy way for you to spend maybe 35, 45 minutes, maybe even up to an hour a week just doing some research, build a couple topic points, and then you'll be able to go to work. You've got your solid marketing strategy in place, your content marketing strategy and your content marketing plan. It's in place, it's done pretty quickly, done easily, so that you can start to produce that content. And by doing so, you're going to increase your likelihood to start getting more inbound motivated sellers who are warmed up to you, or at least start to see you and understand your brand a little bit more. And it's going to get you away from that stressful headaches of constantly doing the outbound hamster wheel marketing of cold calling, cold texting, and really start to make business fun, really start to make your real estate business thrive and start to enjoy the freedom and all the other components of why you probably got started in your real estate journey. Now, be sure, if you're not already subscribed, subscribe to this channel for more marketing tips just like this to get you out of the rat race of doing the hamster wheel marketing and start enjoying warm, motivated, inbound, organic leads ready to do business with you. And if you're ready to fast track this, you want to get this going, you understand it, but hey, I just don't want to put in any of the work. No big deal. We're here to help you. Just click the link that you see down in the description, schedule a time on our calendar so that we can jump on and show you how we'll take care of all of this for you in your business so that you don't have to stress it. All you know is content is going out and warm leads are coming in. I look forward to seeing you on a future video, and here's to your real estate success.